On this episode, I find a box of neons, the car breaks down during testing, and we finally do some skids in the bash car. Let's get it! What's up guys, and welcome back to the Drift Games YouTube channel. I am very cold because it is late at night. In the last couple of episodes you've watched us get the drivetrain working, get the engine working, get it mapped. We've now made it look aesthetically nice. But one thing that I really wanted to do was get it properly aligned. I don't think I've actually ever really properly aligned a drift car. I've got all the wheels facing in the right direction, but I never really understood until I spoke to some of the higher end drivers in Ireland and Europe about how much of a difference the drivability of a car is based on how you set it up for your driving style. So my good friend Dean Martin, who is a pro driver from Ireland, works at East Coast Alloys. They've got a really awesome laser alignment and corner weighting and everything set up. So we're going to bring the car here tonight to not only get it set up for track, which is what we're hopefully doing tomorrow, is getting onto track and get this car, and after a year and a half, get it actually drifting and enjoying it. But I want to know what differences there are, how it works. We've got loads of fancy suspension stuff in it, but I don't know how any of it works. So Dean's going to explain that to us tonight. I'm sure you guys will be interested to know. Some of you might already know, but I know a lot of you, like me, don't know the ins and outs of setting up a drift car. So tonight we're going to try and get that a little bit more understanding from Dean. And he's also got a very low ramp as well, because the car is stupid low now, so we need to get into it won't go on everybody's ramp or lift. So we're going to get the car out of the trailer, bring it into Dean, see what he's got to do with it, and he's going to talk us through the whole process, which I think will be very interesting. Still need to change that seat rail. Set up for a much smaller man than me. So, Dean, what's going on?
What's the story?
Thank you for staying late and helping us out.
Keeping well.
It's cold, but I'm still enthusiastic because we got the car looking good now. But what we really need to do is figure out what all happens under here, because this is the bit I don't know anything about. So you've set up a lot of cars over the last couple of years. What approach do you take to it? Like, I mean, this is, to me, is like usually, well, put everything to zero and whatever, and then off we go.
Like, first off, you start off the general maintenance of the car, make sure nothing is bent. So we'll jack the car up, we'll check everything's straight, everything's tight. Then we have to make sure that the car is race ready. Fresh tires, loads of fuel, put your weight in it to compensate. So when you get out of the car, the alignment slightly changes, camber settings change.
Really?
So we'll have to put your weight in the car with them white.
So I have to actually,
No, I have drums there to compensate your weight. So you don't have to sit in the car.
So you go to that kind of detail?
I do go into a lot of detail.
No.
Cambers change and everything.
Really?
When you get out of the car, yeah.
I never thought about that ever. That you would have weight in the car from the driver or anything like that. I feel like I've been going 90 miles an hour sideways for a long time now without any of this done, which now makes me fearful for
I've
what I
seen
was.
videos of your car's alignments.
Not very good, no. Not very good. Well, that's why we're here, Dean. That's why we're here. I'm ready to rock and roll. So at this point in time, once Dean is finished with this, he'll be able to explain to us what he's going to do to make this car handle a lot better. Now, it has all the right gear in there, great coilovers, as I said, Wisefab version 2 on the front, it's got all the adjustable arms in the back, so we can adjust everything. So I think this might be the first time it's actually got a proper good alignment. So I'm wondering, will it make it handle better than my other 180? We'll have to see, but I'm very interested to see the process right now. Okay, so now we're getting towards the business end of aligning the car. So what Dean has done, if you wanted to see me represented in sand, in drums, this is me.
That's how much sand you are.
That is how much I weigh. So I weigh, what, 6 sand drums. We might even take some of that out. I'm going to lose a bit more by the championship. So that's to compensate for my weight. These are the wheel gauges, which connect, as you can see, up to the laser alignment. Make sure everything's pointing in the right direction. And then from this initial read, Dean, I presume you can start changing things.
We'll the car forward to measure where the wheels are pointing, and then we'll do a caster check to tell us where the caster's, and then we're going to start working on the back to go to the front. So the front will never read right unless the back is 100% square.
So at this point we can tell how off.
On the screen here you will see a visual representation of where the car's sitting. Now it is slightly exaggerated, but you'll see where the wheels is pointing.
These two at the back now don't look like.
That's the front. This is the back.
Okay,
So it's technically crab crawling.
So
up
these
the road.
supposed? No wonder it's so hard to get on the trailer.
So it's these back ones are like this.
Yes.
The front two, although they are cambered, look like they're like this.
Yes, they're towed out massively, both of them. They're about a degree out, towed out massively on the front, so we'll have to pull that into a couple of minutes of each other, and then we'll set the camber up. Like you tell me, like how much grip you want, we can set your camber to that.
I think we'll run it probably pretty flat on the back, like
Yeah, you just want to wear your like if it's a practice cow, you want good wear up.
So we don't want to have to swap tires over or wheels over. I don't want to run super camber. I know it look cool, but I want to have it actually that you can go through a full set, so you're getting the maximum amount out of it. I definitely don't think this looks good at the front. It definitely looks like an elephant sitting on the bonnet right now. Is what it looks like. So let's get that fixed up as well, because I mean this is amazing that you can actually see. What, like with your eye, you're always kind of checking it out, but with this you can go, oh well, that's just a mess. That's an absolute mess.
We'll get that sorted out. We'll start off at the back now, and then we'll make our way to the front and see how that goes.
Sweet, sweet. Finished up, and usually, as Dean would say, that to actually set a car up really technically good, it would cost 6, 8, 10 hours.
Like on a version 1 WiseFab, you would have to remove the wishbones to get the settings we got tonight. And the V2, they can do it in placement. Don't have to jack the car up, don't have to take it apart, just do it sitting on the ground.
So that's why the numbers
so
now
much easier.
look really good, as opposed to being all over the place at the start.
So all these numbers are supposed to be...
Camber, caster and toe.
And they're supposed to be the same on either side?
Yeah.
But one off is okay?
Oh yeah, like that's minimal, like that's little or nothing, like that's like literally I could probably push the wheel and then change that. Like you're always going to have that slight bit of travel going down the track. Like.
But that is awesome. The car now should handle as good as it looks.
So we put neons on?
Can we put neons on?
So you walk down the back.
So okay, I'll explain the story. This was not supposed to be part of the video, but because we're here in East Coast Alloys, I went down. I was bored listening to Josh trying to pretend he knew something about WiseFab.
Just so you know, I did figure out WiseFab.
Yeah, but I just couldn't listen to it, so I had to walk away, and I went down the very back. I went through like a wardrobe into Narnia, and I ended up in 2001, and I was like, here's spinners and neons and everything. I was like, neons. We have a glow-in-the-dark fluorescent bottom of the car.
You need something to complement
We could complement that with some neons, and I'm going to go down and root them out. They might be broken. I actually didn't go in and take them out, but we're going to see if we could put some neons on that, just to extra fanboy this car up.
So what else did you find?
You probably found a counting down the back as well.
That's what you need on the car, Dave.
Spinners are coming back.
Like, where did you find these?
Look, there's going to be nothing in it, I don't know.
Ah, no, there is something in there. We've got all 4. Bazinga, 2001, all over.
How's your wiring?
Terrible.
Watch the spinner. This is so much more exciting than alignment to me.
Gee, you get your hands dirty phones.
Yeah.
Pull them out of the box.
What do you mean hands dirty? You went and looked for them. That's as dirty as
I didn't touch the car for the alignment, but this I'm invested. This is shiny. I have to get them working now or it's not fantastic.
Well, how do they work?
You gotta plug them in.
Is there a box is there like a control box in the box?
But do they all link together? They all probably
They're all linked together, but like you have to...
Then there has to be something that turns them on.
Exactly.
So do I have to go rooting for that?
I think you've done enough routing. Well, this is the wire that it obviously plugs into something. Like we'll have to go back to 2001 and ring the company and ask them to have a junction box for a set of neon.
I doubt they'll have the information desk open at this point. Go looking for a box.
See you, Dave.
I'll be here in the morning.
He's never going to find another box like that's in 2002 or something. Any luck?
I found the box! I found it! Getting neons! Yeah! We might have to drill holes in the car for this, but I don't care. We are committed at this stage, ladies and gentlemen.
So what started off as a joke is actually turned to reality.
It's like it's meant to be now, it's not even a joke.
Like if the car goes on fire, I'm taking no responsibility for it.
You're taking all the responsibility.
I'm taking none.
Come on, neons! Come on!
Oh, flashing as well! So actually seems to be a lot easier to put on than we thought.
Well, they're working at least now. We're going to put blue lights underneath. Car has no lights. This could be pretty cool at night as well. And again, because it's like a throwaway kit. Yeah, this is fanboy spec. But because
you do manual labour. You're allergic to that.
The disappointment on your face.
So now we have to figure out how the wire. No, here's the thing. How will the wire get there?
No, you're gonna have to just put it over a safe like spot.
So we haven't been able to film a little bit there because we were all hands on deck getting these neons on. It's very important and critical that we get them on before our first track test. We've now run the cables all the way under the car. They're somewhat safe. I'm not going to guarantee that they're not going to melt or something's going to happen.
They're beyond the chassis rails.
On the chassis rails, if you hit the chassis rails, you're going to bigger problem.
And then they're kind of on the, was it whatever tube back thing it's got?
Tube back thing.
So we just about done?
Just tidied up the wires now. We can take the brush away. Ready?
Is this the moment of truth?
Moment of truth. Ready?
Is it gonna look good?
Oh, that looks amazing. Oh, let me do I can do the pulse. Hold on.
There you go.
That's the second.
I think it's a good night. Works cheap.
Good night. Alignment's done. It's ready for the track. It now has flashy lights underneath. So all we gotta do now is load it back on the trailer, get some sleep because it's been a long day, and then tomorrow take it to Mondello and see if all of this has been a disaster or it all works really well. Neons are amazing.
Neons will help a lot.
So we've fixed all the problems with the car. We've got it mapped. We've got it aligned. We've got it looking good. New wheels, new everything. It's very low. I think it looks amazing. But it's all been in darkening sheds. Let's get this thing washed, get it to Mondello, and hit the track and see if it looks and goes as good as I think it will. So that's the alignment done, and now it's time to take the 180SX bash car to the track. Now we're confident going to the track because we're running a Link ECU, meaning with the technology that they provide, we can plug the laptops in, see if the car is working perfectly, and avoid any major problems down the line. Let's see if it all works out. It's about time we go to Mondello. So we're back in Mondello, late night last night with Dean getting the car aligned. We brought it back straight on the trailer. We're not sure how it's going to perform, but today we're going to actually take it out on the track. It's the best way of knowing, has the car any weaknesses? Is anything that we plan to work not working? Is the map working? Have we brakes? Does the angle work pretty good? Has the alignment made a transformation to the car? So right now Adam is just taking some photos of the car because it's fresh and you never know in a test we could break something, so it's better to take photos. That's what all drifters do. Take photos the minute it's finished and then reference them from that point, because it'll never look as good as this again. It'll be absolutely destroyed. So Adam's going to finish up with the photos. I'm going to strap myself in and just give the car a quick test here in Mondello to make sure that everything is sort of working, and then give us maybe we even have a list at the end of it of stuff that we need to tidy up before the next bash. So the bash car is almost ready, but is it going to perform on the track? We're about to find out. So I just went to warm the car up before we started filming and testing and realized that the front bumper has to come off because the front splitter we fit on there literally was just flapping up and down. It actually broke off 3 of the tech screws we had in it. So it looks like we're going to have to get those steel threaded bars to actually keep that on, because I was only literally just driving around very slowly just to warm the car up, and that was already coming off the car. Now it looks like we might have an issue with power. I'm not sure if it's an issue with the turbo or what we did, or maybe some wiring or something, but I'm hoping it's just the car wasn't hot enough to actually engage, and maybe it's a fail-safe on the ECU. So we've everything sort of done in theory, so the idea now is just to get a couple of laps in before the sun goes down here in Mondello. So hopefully everything goes okay. So we've just hopped into the car. It's the first time I've ever sat in the driver's seat other than taking this car in and out of the trailer. I'm hoping it has power. I'm hoping it works. I'm nervous now because we've spent a lot of time and a lot of effort to get it to here, so hopefully everything goes okay. Definitely seems like it has no power. doesn't feel like it's boosting at all, which is really strange. It won't even break traction, so that's really strange. I'll try a second gear corner up here and see what happens. Your radio went fine there. So we definitely have an issue.
Here the turbo spooling now.
No, that's not spooling right. It's like you get to third gear and it just stays in third gear, not getting to the limiter.
Oh, sketchy out the door behind you.
But it's not, there's something, look, it's supposed to be running 1.6 bar. You'll know all about the turbo working on it or not, and that does not sound like it's running anything.
You ring Robbie. Just see what he thinks. He might say something that
He might say something that we're not thinking of.
What? Boost pipes off.
I rang Robbie and he goes, I'd say the boost pipes have to coming off that
Wayne
car.
said the same thing. He goes, no boost pipes off. I was like, no, I had to look around. He goes, what about the intercooler? I was like, didn't actually look at the intercooler. Where's the leading pipes spanner? You're not going to do it. Josh, you want to break it now. Stop. Yeah.
Oh, you see that? So when you put that back in, Josh, the tone of the engine changed. So I'd say that was what the problem was. We've got about 10 minutes of daylight until the track is closed, so that's why Mike is in such a hurry. So we thought it might be the car broken, but it definitely, very obviously, was boost pipe came off. We're not mechanics, we don't know this stuff. We called Wayne and we called Robbie, both said it was a boost pipe, and then as Josh rolled in, we clearly could see that the boost pipe was just completely blown off the intercooler. And remember, Mike is saying we painted the intercooler, you'll remember on our last episode, and whoever put it on, not saying who, either Mike or Wayne, did not tighten the boost pipe, so that is what happened there.
I filmed them putting it on.
So you have proof?
Yes.
Of Mike doing it?
Yes.
So we'll cut to Mike saying he didn't do it. Here, put the intercooler on, you probably didn't
Wayne
tighten
put
it.
this on. I took it off a bit.
Mike,
I took it off a bit.
I'm doing it.
And here's a nice little bit of footage of Mike putting the intercooler back on. So you go back and still, this is Mike all over, but anyway, the good thing is it's a simple fix, because I thought, oh, the effort of bringing it back for mapping and bringing it somewhere else, or the turbo sees, it's like, you know, when you have a health condition and you go on Google and the first thing it says is you're going to die, definitely going to die, and then everything else maybe. That's sort of what goes through your head when you have a problem like that. So at least we knew very clearly that was the problem. Let's tighten it up. Mike's going to get some tools, and let's see if we get just a few runs before we finish up here today. So fingers crossed that we can just get on track for a couple of laps with it actually 415 horsepower.
No pressure, Mike. That's just the tires, man.
Yeah.
Good day. All right.
So here's the moment of truth. Has the boost pipe fixed it? Do we have power? I'm going to send it on the way out of this corner. It couldn't even spin the wheels. Okay, second gear. Let's see what she's got. We have power! Hey! I'm just going to give it a rip down the straight, see what sort of power it has. Seems like it's got loads of power. Working, baby! So, first day of testing, let's do a little damage assessment. Number one, we can't run the front bumper without supports for the front splitter because it will fall off. Number two, the price of being low. Ouch. On the back, it's still touching it, and it's actually quite hot, and you can see it's worn away a bit at the edge of the tire, but I think if we put that on road tires, they won't be as wide as them, or as high a sidewall, so that might be okay. Back bumper is still intact. We have a little bit of a crack here. It's not actually a crack, it's just actually melting the wrap on the car is what it's doing there. Watch it blow the car up trying to turn on the neon stand. So the car works, but next up is to do the final touches before we head to the next Drift Games bash. We need brakes, we need a clutch, but I think everything else is working pretty good. We need to readjust my seat, a few little small pieces, but I think we can call that a success for 1 week's work. Now it's time to take this thing to a proper track day, shred it with some other like-minded people, and go door to door. We'll see you on the next one. So the first test was okay. We didn't have any clutch, we didn't have any brakes, but we still got to make some smoke. We've got some small adjustments to make to the car before we head to the bash. Did you guys enjoy the episode? Were you with us all the way? Did you learn a little bit about alignment? Did you learn a little bit about testing that you got to do it before you go to a competition, because there's plenty of gremlins in all of these drift cars? Well, it's time to head to the bash soon with that car, and it's coming up on a later episode, so don't go anywhere. Join us next time on the Drift Games vlog.